Hey, Natural Born Sisters! Welcome to another episode of Kinky in the Kitchen, where every swirl, curl, coil, and wave is celebrated. You'll hear inspiring stories from women who have left straight hair, wigs, and weaves behind, despite the discrimination and bias, to reclaim their power by rocking their natural hair. Be it spiraled, kinky, defined, or straight. Whether you're already a natural sister or still finding the courage to unleash your beautiful coils, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. Let's get to know your host. She's passionate about inspiring Black women to rock their natural hair with confidence, teaching our Black natural hair-wearing women how to show up despite hair discrimination and biases. She's natural like you and rocks her kinks in the kitchen loud and proud. She's Lisa E., aka Natural Born Sistah.
What's up, Natural Born Sistah? It's your girl Lisa E., aka Natural Born Sistah, aka Living My Best Life. Welcome to the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast, the show that highlights Black women who are rocking their natural hair with confidence despite discrimination and bias. Hey sis, so we are going off of the norm again today. And what I mean is a series that I will hold dear to my heart always. And it's something I always speak about. And I will continue to speak about it. And I don't just want to speak about it, I would like to bring it to existence. And by doing that, I have selected guests from different areas to talk about their experiences with their natural hair. Now, these guests are either still trying to figure it out or already have. Some may have had experiences with bullying or, in school or on the opposite side of that track, meaning they had acceptance. But they are the ages of 7 through 14. And the most adorable guests you will see ever on the show. So allow me to introduce to you kids of the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast. Now, my hope is to either instill confidence in these children to continue to wear their fros, wash and goes, or whatever natural style they choose or they love as they grow into their adulthood. Now, because for these kids, it's not really a journey. It's like they're almost living it from birth. And they're still hair virgins, meaning no relaxers, wigs, weaves, anything to transition out of. So our job as adults is to teach them how important it is for them to always wear their natural crowns and be upfront about the discrimination and biases they will eventually face now and going into adulthood without even sugarcoating it. And if these kids already instill the confidence needed to continue on this lifestyle of hair, I want to continue to inspire them and keep them motivated to be who they are naturally. Now, our first guest in this series tells it all. There's no shy or shame in her story today. And she has talked about her experience with bullying in school as it pertains to her natural hair. And she talks about how much she loves her natural hair. And it's not about what other kids or what adults think about her hair, because it's hers. And she loves it. So during the interview, she also tells about her mishaps as a toddler and what her mother did as a result. She is a true gem. I'm telling you, you're going to love this kid. Wait. Not kid, this young lady. So please get ready for our first beautiful 10-year-old natural born kid, Jerrica Millbrooks. Hey, Miss Jerrica. Hey, Miss Jessica.
Hi.
How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Okay, so today we are recording the children's series, and Miss Jerrica is going to be the first one in this series, and I'm so excited to talk to her. We've been getting it all together, and she's going to do great. Jessica is only going to be here for a moment. She's going to leave so that Jerrica and I can have our conversations together. Jessica, you want to tell everybody about yourself just a little bit?
I'm Jessica, Jerrica's mom, and I was on Kinky in the Kitchen podcast episode number 2, and I love sharing my journey with my children, and that I'm just glad that they're embracing their natural beauty as well as their hair as well.
Nice. And that's probably why you allowed Jerrica to do this on her own.
Exactly. Right? Yeah.
All right, so Jessica is going to leave us at this point, and it's just going to be me and Jerrica. Say bye.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to just jump right into questioning. So let's start by, how old are you?
I am 10 years old. I will be 11 next month, January 10th.
Oh, she got a birthday coming up. Okay, I got to remember that one. So tell everybody, what do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I like to do hair and level wigs and things like that.
Nice. So you really into hair deep. That's what I love. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on the show. So I'm hoping that you can put some inspiration in other little kids like you to hope that they embrace their hair the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me something about Jerrica that no one knows.
No one knows when I was younger, I was like 2 or 3, that I actually cut off like one of my little ponytails that was on the right side twice.
What? Wait, okay, 2 separate times or 2 in one same episode, like the same time?
Separate times.
Why'd you do it the second time?
I really don't know. I was too.
What happened when you did it the first time? Were there any consequences? Did you get in trouble or anything about it?
I really didn't get in trouble. My mom got a laugh out of it.
And that's probably why you did it the second time.
And she put it in my baby bag, my little baby book.
Oh, okay. Do you still have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. That was good. That was good to do that. Kind of make you remember what you did, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go to school. Tell me about school. How much do you like going to school?
I enjoy school, but it's been like some little rocks in the road coming to my hair in school.
Really? Okay. You want to tell us about that?
Mm-hmm. So I had my hair like this, but it was like in a scarf. And I was in math class, and we were in 2 separate lines. I was in the line, and some other people were in the back of me. And my math teacher was assigning seats. And this young lady, her name is London, and she walked over and pulled my hair multiple times. And I raised my hand to the math teacher, and I tell her everything that was going on. And then she had brought London in the hallway as we were talking. So my math teacher was because London was telling my math teacher that she had something in my hair, that I had something in my hair, and that she was trying to get it out. But my math teacher didn't believe that because she had did it multiple times.
So your math teacher didn't believe London? Okay, because she's done it. Okay, so many times. Okay.
And she was telling London that we can go and check the cameras. We can tell the principal to rerun the cameras because we have cameras everywhere. We have cameras in every classroom, every hallway, everything. So then she had started to tell the truth. And then Miss Lockhart had said, that's my math teacher. She was like, is there anything that you wanted to tell London? And I was like, can you please not touch my hair? This is my personal space and things like that. So I had went back in the classroom, and then she was talking to London about something, but I wasn't included in that.
Okay. So were you able to see London after all of this happened? Did she approach you again or have a conversation with you? Anything like that?
Yes. When she had entered back in the classroom, she had gave me a note. And it had said, do not talk to me, Miss Millbrooks. And my last name is Millbrooks. So obviously I turned the note into the teacher, and she got a few consequences.
Wow. I've never heard anything. So Millbrooks, I'm trying to figure out, was she trying to say something? Because I'm sure she knew your last name, right?
My male teacher, he's my homeroom teacher. He teaches us science and social studies. He mispronounced my name one time, and then he said Miss Millbrooks. So
okay, assuming that she probably got it from that. Okay. Because I'm thinking in terms of her being, sarcastic or smart, because maybe she was a little bit upset. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that.
And I'm probably thinking that the situation had happened because I was getting compliments from the teachers and other kids that was in my grade.
Okay, so to me, it sounds like a little bit of jealousy. I don't know if you thought that as well. Okay. Oh, wow. But I commend you. I believe that you handled that the right way. You went and told your teacher about it. If there's any time you never feel like, or you're afraid to confront someone face to face, going to the teacher is always the best next thing. Actually, it should be the first thing, which is what you did. And I applaud you for that. Good job.
The other thing that happened was when I had braids and she had pulled my braids a couple of times. I didn't tell the teacher that time because after a few times, she eventually stopped doing it.
So wait, that happened after the first incident you just told me about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why you think you didn't tell the teacher?
Because she was like scared. I knew she was scared to do it again because she knew.
Okay. You would think that she wouldn't do it anymore after how you handled it the first time. But, everybody's different in their ways and their attitudes and how they move. And so, again.
We're cool now. We're good acquaintances now.
Nice. Okay. Do you remember how long ago this happened?
I think it was like the first incident was in September. And the second incident was December this month.
Oh, just recently then.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, you're great because a lot of kids don't know how to handle those things. And I think you did an excellent job again. So kudos. All right. So tell me a little bit about your hair. Tell me, what do you love about your hair?
What I love about my hair is that I get to put it in different styles because I love expressing the way I have my hair. And like, it's like when I wear my hair out, it's like, hey world, I have my hair out. You need to look.
Okay. So, there's documentation where we know that people have been discriminated against, and discriminating meaning that they don't like something about the other person, so they're not going to allow it. And hair is one of them. So there's an act, it's called the Crown Act. And although you are very young and you're very confident, I know that everything seems okay now, but you're still going to have problems. I just want you to know that until we can get it together as a people, as you progress, as you do more things and you go to school and you start working, you may come across some things that may make you feel like, and in your case, I don't think it'll make you feel like you want to stop doing it. It's just that I want you to remember now, remember how you feel now when you were young, remember doing this interview. And as you get older, always have those same thoughts in your head that no matter what you say to me, I'm just going to still rock my hair the way I want to. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you will. I know. So let me ask you this. Are there other children in school that you see that wear their natural hair like you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Are there any other children that don't wear their natural hair? Maybe they wear it straight, like they have a relaxer?
Not really. It's like a bunch of girls that's in my grade that are in different classes, and in my class always have like braids in and things like that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they are wearing protective like styles. Okay. As a when you're a mother, and I'm not a mother, I wish I was. I always wanted to be, but I was never blessed to have any kids. But I know I have friends who are mothers. They love to have that convenience of their child wearing protective styles like braids, like you just mentioned. So I get that part. What kind of hairstyles you like to wear, Jerrica?
Oh, the kind of hairstyles I like to wear is like, I have this thing I really passion twists.
Mm.
I like that. I like
So
passion.
how did you get into liking that? Maybe you just seen it and you said I like that, or have you had them?
I seen it on Pinterest and I was like, I really want those, and I showed my mother. But my mother doesn't really know how to like left hand twist, so my aunt had did it for me.
Okay, yeah, I don't know how to do that either, so she's not alone. So passion twist. Any other styles, or that's just the only one you like? Because I love this one you rocking right now.
I also like my afro. I really like scarf hairstyles.
Okay,
And
like how you wrap, like when you wrap it up.
yes, ma'am.
I've never seen you like that. I would love to see that. I know you probably look really nice. So if you ever do it again, take a picture and tell your mom to send it to me. I want to see it. And maybe I'll use that picture for your show. If you want me to. Whatever you want me to use, I'll use.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know what type of products you use in your hair?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
I use like my mother uses like wild growth oil and Blue Magic hair products, like the I think it's called Indian hemp.
Okay, heard of that.
And I think it was like, I don't really know, but it's blue and it comes from the Blue Magic.
Okay, so Blue Magic, yeah.
But basically, it like locks in the moisture that I need for my hair because my hair dries out really quickly.
Mine does too. And then speaking of hair drying out, do you know what texture your hair is by any chance?
I have a lot of texture to my hair. Some parts of my hair is straight, coily, curly. It's a bit of everything.
And looking at it right now, you really couldn't tell that it is. This is what I love about our hair, Jerrica, because all of that you just said, nobody would never know it unless they really go into your head, like they really looking. But looking from this way, from this angle and this perspective, you can't tell. But because you did it up really nice, and it helps if you do it up really nice. It kind of like hides everything. But I love that. I really do. It's so, you look so pretty. With that hair like that, even when you had the braids, you look so pretty. So knowing that, and after seeing you with a various amount of styles, I know it looks good on you, and I can understand why you love your hair, especially for you being so young. I can understand why, because you can have these styles and you can do whatever you want with them, and it looks good on you. So I'm proud of you for being able to do that. You go, girl. Okay. So my next question for you, Jerrica, have you ever used any homemade stuff to put on your hair?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
It was aloe vera, like this little aloe vera gel my mom made, and then avocado.
Avocado. So let me ask you about avocado. Since you do have multi-textures in your hair, how did the avocado work for you? Was it great in between or not so good?
It was awful.
It was awful. And the reason why I asked you that, because when I tried it, it was awful too. So I just want to make sure we had the same experience. Okay. So so from what I understand, now avocado has a lot of protein. And maybe this is a little education. You probably know it, you probably don't, but I'm going to share it with you. So avocado has a lot of protein in it. It's a good vegetable for your hair, for certain hair types. However, if you are a 4B, 4C hair type, and I learned this from somebody that I was on the show with. If you're a 4B or 4C hair type, it's going to reject it because our hair already has a lot of protein in it already. So I think your mother's hair may take it. I don't know, because I think she has like, her texture is a little bit more relaxed than mine, because mine is real tight, kinky. So knowing that now, anything that I know, I have to research. I have to see what has a lot of protein, because I can't use it. It won't work for me. So when you say awful, what did you mean by that?
Awful. I mean, as soon as like my mother put it on my hair, after like a few seconds, it started to burn.
Really? Did it burn your hair or your scalp?
My scalp.
Wow.
But thank the Lord it didn't do any damage to my hair.
Yes. Yes. Or even your scalp, but when you say burns, how excessive were the burns? Were they like really bad, or what did it do to your scalp?
It really didn't do anything to my scalp. It just like it took a little bit of heat into it.
Okay. So it wasn't that bad, but it was an incident that you definitely can remember.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Like you would never think that something so natural will do something like that.
Something that I love to eat.
Huh?
It's something that I love to eat would like hurt my head.
It's so weird, but at least you can at least put it in your body because it will work from the inside. So at least you like it, because a lot of people don't like, well, I don't like avocado, but I'll eat it. I'll eat it in forms of guacamole. That's it. But anything else, I can't do it. I can't do it.
My entire family doesn't really like avocado.
Really?
They won't even eat guacamole.
Really? Oh, wow. That's all I can eat. And I have to make it because I'm very particular. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
And we had this discussion before. Has anything ever happened to your hair that it should not have? Maybe got cut off or gum in it? Any situation you could think of?
Oh, yes. When I was younger, I had really long hair, and my mom, every time I would go to school, she would blow dry it and like wrap it around my head, because that's how large and like long my hair was. But eventually, with putting a lot of heat in my hair, it had got heat damaged.
Oh, so what did it do to your hair? What did it make your hair look like?
Basically,
Feel like?
Basically, it had got shorter.
Oh, okay. I got you. So that type of damage, yeah. How did that make you feel, Jerrica? I would have been so sad.
It made me sad because I really like my hair being big, and I really like all the compliments I used to get on it.
Now, let me ask you about making your hair big, because I know your mom, she wears her hair big. And do you think that's where it came from? That seeing your mom with it like that you would like yours like that?
I
or
think
that's your own decision?
it's my own decision, because when I was younger, my mom used to wear like wigs and things like that, because obviously she had 2 children, and it would take for her like a very long time to do her hair and keep up with 2 children.
Yeah, I remember her saying that in her episode 2. So anybody want to hear that story, episode 2? That's Jessica. That's Jerrica's mom. And she talks about the time when she wears her wigs and her weaves, and even her experience with bullying, which is similar to Jerrica's as well. So check it out. Okay. Okay, Jerrica. So we're doing pretty good. So I want to ask you, was there anything that I may not have asked you, or something that you may not have said that you would like to say now? Anything that you may have missed?
Oh, it was about my edges.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
So when I have like protective styles like braids and things like that, my edges are they look non-existent. But when I had that hairstyle for a very long time, my edges start like poofing out.
Wow. Just your edges, like in the front, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like all around.
When you say poofing out, like what do you mean exactly?
It looks like a bush that's around my head.
Really? But I think that's good, because people don't be having edges. You have edges that's coming out. That's like something for people to be jealous of. That's nice. But you don't like that, right?
I really don't. It looks like a bush that's just growing around my head.
Gosh, people would kill to have those edges, girl. But maybe one day you can figure out what to do with them. You know what I mean? So maybe, do they grow longer, or they just stay one length?
They grow longer.
Okay. So, because I was thinking if they didn't grow, maybe you can just like, for a hairstyle like that, it's perfect. But if you wanted something to go back, just kind of like slick it back. I know it'll look nice that way. But you never hear stories about people who they say they have too much edges. It's always like they're snatched, like they don't have any edges. You know what I mean? So good for you having edges, girl.
Oh, before this style, my mother had put my hair in twists.
Uh-huh.
It
Did
was
she
like
do the edges too? And the twist?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And overnight, I had it like in a bonnet. And when I had woke up and I had to take them down, then that's how this became.
Perfect. Perfect. So let me ask you this. Before I take you out of here. You see another girl, probably your age or close to your age, and she's wearing a relaxer in her hair. She's definitely wearing a relaxer. Her hair is a little bit grown up. How do you feel seeing other girls your age not wearing their natural hair? Is it something that triggers you to say, well, wow, I wish she would wear her natural hair while she wearing her hair like that? I just want to know what kind of thoughts that you have in your head when you see another child your age with their hair not natural.
I'm like, my thoughts are like, does she know that back in the day we like people that are our age didn't like they weren't allowed to wear their hair like out like in an afro or basically in braids and things like that. But I would never like just walk up to a person and like say you can't wear that because this happened and that happened.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. And if you wanted to, you got to have a little tact in doing it and not just come out and say it. Maybe as you're talking, maybe ask questions about it, but not to get to the offensive mode about it. Yeah, because I've done that. Like I've had conversations with somebody that was never the start of the conversation, but it would come up and I would say, your hair looks really nice like that. Have you ever thought about wearing it in its natural state? Or have you ever worn it in its natural state? Or is that something that you wanted to do? Just like that. And people don't get offended when you do it that way. But when you come in at them, they definitely will.
Yeah. I met a person, I don't think not too long ago in school. I never talked to her. And she has her hair out like in puff balls and things like that. And that 2 weeks that I was wearing my hair in braids, she like came for me like, you need to wear your hair natural and things like that.
Oh wow. So how did you feel about that?
I really didn't care.
You didn't care? Okay.
Because
that's good.
Because I don't really care what people say about my hair. It's like, you can have your opinion. This is my hair and I like my hair like this.
There you go. You heard it from Jerrica's mouth. Well, Jerrica, this has been an exciting episode. I am so happy that we did this. I just want to say thank you for doing it. I appreciate your courage in doing it, your bravery. I appreciate you wearing your hair like that. I love it, even though the braids was so beautiful as well, because nobody got to see the braids. I think you're an awesome kid, and I hope that your energy spreads from you to other kids, and hopefully they can be natural just the way you are. What I would love for you to do is always love your hair. Yes. Even when you come across issues of discrimination, like we talked earlier. So no matter how hard it gets, because again, it can get hard. And whenever you feel like it's not getting easy for whatever reason, you think about today and how proud you were today, how easy it is for you to talk about it to help other young girls like feel confident. Because today, Jerrica, you made a difference, girl. And always keep that in mind, even when they tell you that your hair will not be accepted. So always remember that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And always remember the Crown Act. The Crown Act is meant to protect you to grow into your older self. And although as a child, you are free to wear your hair anywhere, and you will find that in your adult future, they may try to put limits on you, because I want you to understand that and be prepared for that. and continue to stand strong. Because I know you got this, girl. I know you got it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Jerrica, take us out. Give us a last, maybe a little bit of advice and let other little girls know how you feel.
I am so excited to see how many young ladies and how many young men will wear their hair out because of my words that I have said.
Good. And I know they'll appreciate that. I'm hoping that everyone is hearing this and that is listening, and hopefully they'll take on what she's saying. Maybe it'll be a challenge. Maybe it's something you can challenge other little girls to do too. Mm-hmm. Okay. This was a great introduction to a series that is dedicated to children talking about their natural hair and all the things they may have gone through because of their hair. I mean, Jerrica was no holds barred, and I big enjoyed my time with her. I could sit and talk with this young lady all day, and she has definitely opened this series with a bang. I mean, she knows her own hair. She can handle anything that comes her way. And she is sharing and instilling this for children and their parents to hear in hopes that they can do the same thing. I hope to be able to continue sharing these stories with you so that we can bring positive change to our children if needed and be by their side if they already have it so that it continues on, right? Look, read to your kids about the Crown Act. Talk about your natural hair journey to them. Make them feel bold. Make them want to wear their natural hair without fear of being rejected. It's their crown. Let them own it. And if you have a child who's proud or maybe not so proud, we would like them to be on the kids edition of the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast so that they too can celebrate their crowns. I invite you to bring them on the show. Yes, and I promise for those who may not feel as proud now, will end up being so proud. Guess what? The process is super easy to apply. However, the process does contain work from all of us. That includes myself, the parent or parents, whoever's involved, and of course the child. So let's give our children something to look back on when times may get rough for them, just for being themselves, being natural. Allow them to reference this time and remember the things they talked about as it relates to their natural hair. And this is the best gift you can give your child as they grow into their natural selves. Something we did not have growing into ours. Okay? Now, if you want to learn more, please reach out to me, Lisa E. The email address is naturalbornsistah@gmail.com. Please put kids in the subject line. Your child wants to be on the show. Let's give me a reason why. It could be something simple as she just wants to tell her story, or maybe you want to tell her story. You know what? It'll be the best gift you can give your child. Look, thank you for tuning in, sis. I hope you enjoyed our time together as I did. And don't forget to rate us on Spotify or Apple, as it keeps the show on track and it gets recognized by others to tune in. And remember, we're bringing you kinky content in the kitchen every Wednesday on your favorite cast and YouTube on Thursdays. Be proud. Peace.
That's all for today. What feelings are you left with? Do you have questions? Thoughts? DM on IG at Natural Born Sistah and let's talk about it. Oh, and don't forget to leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. They really help us grow and reach more women who need company on their hair journey. We'll chat it up next week.